Hello everyone and welcome to what will be the stream for Papua New Guinea versus the Cook Islands. Now it is the final game of the group stage of the Pacific Championships. You would expect that today we're going to see Papua New Guinea at home probably put on a very dominant performance against the Cook Islands side that are, not as good on paper. But there are two big talking points for me today for the Cook Islands side that I just wanted to get into before the game started. That's why I started the stream a little early, a little more early than usual. Number one, and this to me is the big one. I know a lot of you are quite young, but there was a guy called Alex Glenn, played for the Broncos. You probably remember him. He didn't retire all that long ago. He was a very, very good, solid player. From memory, he was a test player for the Kiwis. He today comes out of retirement to start in the back row, age 36. I just think that's really cool that, us seeing something like that happen in International Rugby League. We see Brad Takarangi, for example, who's not quite retired. He plays in the Illawarra competition. He's in the halves for them. But to see Alex Glenn, who's officially the assistant coach for this Cook Islands side, come and play, that's very cool. Secondly, for the Cook Islands, they've made a few little late changes to their side, which I think are going to make them stronger. Isan Masters, former Tiger and Cowboy, is starting at fullback rather than halfback, and they've moved Dolphin Mason Teague into the starting halfback jersey. I think that's a very good move from them. That being said, it's PNG, it's in Papua New Guinea. I expect that they are going to be pretty dominant. But yeah, it's going to be a good vibes, entertaining game. I imagine this stream is going to be pretty peak just because last time Papua New Guinea played and we streamed it, it was huge. There were so many people from Port Moresby tuning in, watching. So hopefully a lot more of that today. But yeah, just looking forward to enjoying a nice little game of International Rugby League with you guys. I've seen you all in the chat already. Thank you for being here. My favorite comment I think so far has got to be from Danny, saying, Dylan, Chadwick, Chattels, Chelson, Jugroot, you just scared the shite out of me by starting the stream early. You caught me lacking. I've got to keep you on your toes, buddy. You got to expect the unexpected over here on the Leaguie. Tiger with a very bold prediction saying Cook Islands to win by 88 to go through to the finals. If that happens, I'll tell you what club I support. Caleb, did anyone see that Burby was favouring his left leg against Fiji? I take it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Derby. I did not pick up on that, but I'll have a look at that as the game goes on. Cumbrian Macab, good to see you here, my friend. I agree with your prediction. Big scoring coming for the Kummels. In stark contrast to the last game we saw Sunderland play. With that being 0-0 against Queen's Park Rangers. Hoped for more, but Joe Bellingham sent off. You can only want so much. We'll see a lot more points scored today, hopefully, than in that game. But yes, as they show a little live stream here, sorry, a little highlights compilation of international tries. It gets me up and about. Tiger says, did you watch England versus Samoa? Just like last time, I was only able to watch the highlights. I've got to say, I expected... So yeah, it's a little hard for me to comment on the exact performances, but I did expect more from Samoa, it's got to be said. I thought they would stand up a lot more than in the first game, and it would be quite different, but Herbie Farnworth, my God, he's really, really developing into a very top-line centre. I think it will go down probably as a real mistake that the Broncos let him go and kept Katoni Staggs. Nothing against Staggs. Absolutely nothing against Staggs. But I think Farnworth is going to be a really, really good player. Tiger says he watched the game live. That is some serious commitment. Danny saying Kummel's probably going to win by 70. I think it will be less than that. But I think we're looking at a big scoreline for sure. So see the boys walking out here. I am a little surprised to see at Santos International Football Stadium in Port Moresby. There's a few seats. There's a few seats there. I assume that this would be definitely a sellout. But definitely you can see that there's on the short ends of the ground. Tiger says he woke up at 10 a.m. due to go to bed at 2 a.m. I mean, valid. Yeah, I'm a uni student. I often do pretty much the exact same thing as that. So, hopefully today, yesterday I didn't have the greatest day in updating the scoreboard. There was obviously a lot of points, so it's forgivable. But hopefully today, a bit better in that department. Fanmade, good to see you in the chat as usual. And it's time for the anthems, which as usual, I won't talk through the anthems, I'll just let you guys enjoy them. It genuinely is, I think, one of my favorite anthems in the world. The Papua New Guinea anthem, even just the melody, it's a very nice one. Maybe to me, it's just because I know that I'm about to watch some very entertaining rugby league whenever I hear it, but it hits hard. I've Jerome Lewis in the chat already up, fresh after the loss yesterday. Hope you took it all right. He said the tea drink has ruined my life yesterday. I'm devastated for you. And a few Papua New Guinean fans in the chat as well. I saw Olivia Kala, Go Kummel, and yeah, hopefully many more to come. See, Danny as well breaking the news of Terrell May to the Tigers. I actually, as the anthem was on, I googled that to see whether that was like actually confirmed news yet. I certainly hope, for the sake of the West Tigers, that they are able to sign a player of his quality. Veronica says go Kummel, and absolutely Bartholomew agrees, go Kummel. Today, look, I do tend to go for the underdog, right? But today, considering it is in PNG, I want to see that crowd rewarded for showing up, and a very good performance from the PNG Kummels as they try and set up for a game next week against the New Zealand Kiwis, which would be absolutely massive for them. So it is very excited as we are about to see the war dance from the Cook Islands. And there is the war dance from the Cook Islands. Bartholomew says, when's the game kicking off? Minutes away. They're just doing the dances now. But good to see a lot of PNG support in the chat. I saw Alan Gokumul from Wewak, PNG. Good to see you tuning in from all the way over there. Cumbrian Mackham says, NZ v PNG could be the game of the tournament. Well, yeah, if we see... I mean, it would definitely take New Zealand maybe playing inside themselves a bit, beneath themselves a bit, and PNG maybe above themselves. But it could definitely end up being game of the tournament. For sure. In terms of entertainment value, especially, Papua New Guinea are just incredibly entertaining. And you see NZ players like Keanu Kini who are just electric in the way that they attack the ball. So definitely could be good. Elbos, Kubal fly higher. Hopefully we do see that today at Santos Stadium in Port Moresby. So they're just doing little warm-ups now on the field. I tried to learn more of the names of the PNG Kumal's players. Last time they played, I was always like getting a few wrong. I was calling Robert Matthias Roderick Tai all the time. But I've learned a bit more. We'll probably still get a few wrong. But I'm doing my best for all of my PNG fans. I know there's quite a few of them. But yeah, a few empty seats there for sure. That has caught me by surprise, it must be said. Given that it's, to my knowledge, the only international Papua New Guinea would be playing in PNG this year. But regardless, game should kick off in a couple of minutes. They're just adding the last touches. There's Alex Glenn on the screen. Obviously, he's a former Bronco. He was a part of a very, very good Broncos forward pack that featured the likes of Corey Parker, Josh Maguire, Sam Thaiday, Matt Gillett. Probably forgetting people, but it was a really solid pack. It obviously got them to a grand final. So good to see him back for sure. And Green Cobra with the customary donation. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that. As always, absolutely. Green Cobra, he is the goat for donations. He's literally, these lights that are all on, he's literally funding them. He's paying my rent, is Green Cobra. So thank you, as always, my friend. Your support is very, very much appreciated. I've done, speaking of support, I'm doing a little experiment today. So I had to look just before the stream started at my total subscriber count, right? It was 2,776. Given that today's stream features Papua New Guinea, I'm expecting a lot of fans to tune in from there. I'm seeing just how many subscribers I gained during this live stream. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, do so and add to that. There's the kickoff if you want to sync up with me. It was somewhat short. Caught by Ruben Rennie from the Cook Islands, and actually decent field position already for the Cookies. So Rua Natikaura in at dummy half there finds Tepoi Moroa, former Eel and I believe Melbourne Storm player as well. So with Davy Miley, they cross halfway on the fourth, so they are, somewhat running out of tackles, but not a bad start there for the Cook Islands. Across now, up from Takarangi. Ball comes down. It's contested. I think, is that potentially knocked on by PNG? That is the ruling. So not the start that the Papua New Guineans would have wanted. I believe that's Elijah Roltinga would have been the player to have knocked that on. Just a little bit of a shaky start, but obviously emotions are high. So, they'll settle into the game, and I'm sure that's just an aberration, not a sign of things to come. But good attacking opportunity to start here for the Cook Islands. Can they draw first blood? I think we saw it last week, did we not? Cook Islands versus Fiji. The Cookies actually got the first try of the game. The ball across through Whitmore does get around his opposite number. Ball comes loose, and the rules just play on. And now it's the Papua New Guinean centre pinning the ears back, and they're up and about. They're excited now. Lancaster saying, I was very disappointed in Samoa's discipline last night. Thought they'd have cleaned up after last week. Cook Islands having an ideal start. As I said, I didn't watch the game. I watched the highlights, so it's tough for me to comment on. But I definitely, in general, expected them to step up from last week, and it doesn't look like they did. So good set here from Papua New Guinea, now over halfway, making relatively easy meters through the hands of Jack de Bellin. Lay Butt goes out now to the centre. And oh no, are we going to have more footage problems just like last week? Hopefully not. Across now, Labour on the fourth. Rimbu finding one of his forwards underneath there. So last tackle, 63 metre gain. It was very good. Labour puts it up. It's going to be contested about 20 metres out though. Caught very well there from, I believe that's Ioka. Yes, it is. The man who's playing in jersey number 1, but not playing fullback. Toaster Crumb says, after last night, we know that poor first starts are not representative of the whole match. It's true. Yeah, very often we see a side score the first try, sort of get a bit overconfident from that, and it's an absolute deluge the other way after that. So, absolutely. Tiger says, I watched the last 10 minutes laying upside down, so I'm convinced Samoa won 91-43. Now, that's a game I would have wanted to watch. So, yes, they are confirming a few issues with the broadcast. And the ball, it does find the ground. There's cookies everywhere, and it is caught by Robert Darby there. So, he does clean it up, but PNG, they do need to get their structures in order a little bit defensively. But it was a very good kick, in fairness. So played somewhat quickly there, and it's the dummy half from Papua New Guinea seeing the opportunity. Rimbu it is. Judah Rimbu. Tiger says there's cookies everywhere. No, K-U-K-I-S. The cookies. Played by de Bellin. Across from Rimbu to Lachlan Lamb. Kicks from inside the 40 is pushed afterwards. The fans didn't like that, and it will be ruled a penalty for Papua New Guinea. Okay, let's see in the chat. So that ball landed, what, around the 20? Do you take the 2 there? Just settle down the game. Personally, I think I would. I expect it to be quite a high-scoring game. But given that we are, currently locked up at 0-0, given that PNG have had a little bit of a shaky start, I think I would take the 2. Doesn't look like they will. We've got Rimbu already there at dummy half, and they will tap and go. So we'll see what they can do in attack. And I best believe there's a lot of potential there for them. Across, Laybut finds Nene McDonald out to the centre for Roderick Tai. Played back to Laybut, steps back inside, changed the angle. Is that Simbikin? It was, and that will just be 6 again. The ball was knocked down from Cook Islands. Cobra's got to go, all good, no worries. Across from Derby, finds Rimbu, and it's short to Alu. So they are not afraid to shift the ball around, but still only on the first tackle because of that repeat set. De Bellin goes himself, nearly gets to the line. He does get over, but I believe he'll be held up, yes. he is held up. Our masters Moiroa and Rua Natikaura. So PNG will play it. They've got a chance to set up here. Looks like they'll go left. Rimbu does get across through Arlik. Now Leibat, and they've got numbers. Lamb goes himself, is just about wrapped up. Couldn't get the ball away on the third. Maybe an opportunity blown there. Leibat goes to Rimbu and does just find Alu underneath. So only a couple of tackles left here on the fourth, played by Rimbu. Across from Lachlan Lamb, Nene McDonald finds a pocket of space, goes out to his winger, and it's the first try of the game for the PNG Kummels. The crowd absolutely goes wild. Although, okay, we've got a ruled no try. It was Elijah Roltinga, and the crowd was so loud it was distorting the audio effects. Legas says there's some crazy static, absolutely. But the referee, I'm not sure if this necessarily means it's a no try. Because in international rules, it's not necessarily that it works the same way as NRL. We'll see. Oh, the ball, it has come free a little. Nah, okay, well, they're going to rule that a try, they say. He's kept his hand on the ball. And it's going to be 4-0 to the PNG Kummels. Elijah Roltinga with the first try of the game. And the crowd like that. Toaster Crumb says that winger is putting in work. He had a little bit to do, but it was very good eyes up from Nene McDonald to get the ball in the overlap and not go the early pass. Just hold on to it so that the Cook Islands winger would come up, creating that pocket of space for Roltinga to go into. It was good from Nene McDonald, a player who has been quite open about the fact that he doesn't want his NRL career to be over. He is playing over in the Super League at the moment, doing very well, made the team of the year, but he has an eye to coming back over here one day, and he was very impressive against Fiji a couple of weeks ago. If he can do that again in this game against the Cook Islands and potentially next week against New Zealand, he'd well and truly put himself in the shot window. So Leibat from the sideline hits it. It is straight, but it does just go out to the right-hand side of the post, and it will remain 4-0. Danny says, I want to see an upset for vibes, but I'm neutral for this one. I don't really care who wins. I'm inclined to sort of agree, but in terms of someone wanting vibes, there's not many higher vibes than when the PNG Kummels win in Port Moresby. That's very impressive vibes. So you'll get a fair share of that if the Kummels win this. And we saw there in the celebration, Roltinga, I believe he was picking up Robert Matthias. Well and truly had him over his back like he was carrying a sack or something. So a tough little kickoff there, but is cleaned up by Lamb, and it's Jacob Arlik from the Titans, who normally is a back rower, but he is playing in the front row for the Kummels today. Andrew says Cook Islands versus PNG. That it is, absolutely, and it is PNG up 4-0. Good physicality there from Cook Islands. Alex Glenn, the ball comes free. He jumps on it, and Alex Glenn has smothered this ball. Opportunity now for the Cook Islands to hit straight back. Ngati Kaura goes to the hands of Ruben Rennie, and they'll have a full set here in attack. So now up through Davey Moali of the Rabbitohs. Ngati Kaura is in the middle of the field, goes himself here. Doesn't quite make it to the line. But still quite a while to go. Teague now across. And it is just a little settler. They don't seem to have a heap of structure at the moment. Obviously a new halfback in Mason Teague. Takarangi, not a whole lot on out wide there. Good defense there from Papua New Guinea. But there will be a kick to come, as we do get 6 again on the very last opportunity. That is, they call them coach killers. And another 6 again, back-to-back 6s again. They want to be careful about a potential sin bin if they give away too many more of those. So Takarangi now across. Big defensive test from PNG here, and a great opportunity for the Cookies to hit straight back. Across through Teague, there was a chance there out wide if he was going to give the Harbour Bridge pass, but couldn't quite get the ball out there. Glenn at dummy half, who has been there a fair bit in this game. Moali, I think, has got to the line. He's going to claim it, got himself the big front rower, and the ruling is a try. We are all locked up at 4-all. Just the physicality of Davy Moale couldn't be stopped. Ezekiel Finau says, where can I watch? Depends where you are. I'm not really sure. If you're in Papua New Guinea, I definitely don't know. And I'm dropping frames again. Those of you who were here yesterday saw this problem. I'll fix up the camera. I tried to fix that after yesterday, and I'm really not sure why it's still happening. But anyway, it'll be something that you might just need to put up with. But good try there from Moale. Good front rower's try. We saw yesterday a very special try from Joe Tarpany, who's a front rower. This is very different, just a crash play, but just the physicality, really. And he managed to get the ball over. But I think they're talking about him potentially being hurt. Yeah, he was a little bit awkward. NRL head, good to see you here. Yeah, he's a little awkward. And is still there on the ground. There's definitely cause for concern here for the young Rabbitoh. Lancaster says, oh god, the Moresby broadcast had taking out Leaguie too. Yeah, it's broadcast issues left, right and centre. And more from Lancaster saying, Tarpany's not a front rower. That try proved he's a halfback / winger utility. He can play anywhere, Joe Tarpany. It was special. Very, very eyes up from him. Stephen Rahe, any free-to-air live broadcast for this game? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure last time Papua New Guinea played, which was against Fiji, there wasn't a free-to-air broadcast in PNG for it. But I'm really not sure. But either way, on this broadcast, I'll be talking through the game. I'll be commentating. I'll get, you guys will know what's going on. As we see, conversion kicked from the Cook Islands, and they go out to an unlikely early lead, 6 points to 4. Yeah, for all of you in Papua New Guinea who aren't able to watch this game, I'm going to talk in very big detail about what's going on, so you'll be up to date. NRL Head says, when's the new vid coming out? No idea. Currently don't really have any plans for a video, and I'm in exam season right now, so no guarantees that there'll be one out over the next week or so. But when exams are done, best believe this off season you're going to have a lot of videos from me, so stay tuned for that. I'll just straighten up the camera a little. No, okay, I've gone too far the other way. Maybe that's a bit better. Cookies are in front. HNF Cuz says, thoughts on last night's game? Yeah, well, I live streamed that one as well. It was very, very good game of test footy. I believe that will go down as one of the better games. So we have kicked off. Kick return there now through Tepai Moroa. Getting up over the 25-metre line. This is making a video in the middle of an exam. Yeah, I'm sure they'll love that at my uni. Danny says, I predict Pappy or Leo Thompson to be signed to Dogs, by the way. And I predict Adam Duehi to leave to Dragons, so Terrell May can sign for the Tigers. I back it. So Cookies now on the fourth tackle over the 40-metre line. Ngati Kaura in at dummy half. Ball gets away from Masters, offloaded right up to halfway now, and it is just knocked on. They couldn't get to their kick, the Cook Islands, off the back of their try-scoring set, and Papua New Guinea now will have a full set in the attacking half. So already 3 errors for Cook Islands they're showing, and 2 for Papua New Guinea in only the opening 11 minutes. That's a little bit of a shame to see. It's a little bit disappointing, but these are two sides who are willing to play expansive attacking footy, so not surprised. Alex says, first time in Edge I've seen Duehi pronounced correctly, lol. To be fair, it's only because my cousin's boyfriend's surname is Duehi, so I know how to pronounce it. But in fairness to him, he does tell people to pronounce it Dewey. I honestly didn't even think about it. Tiger says, Oi, what are you doing? We're in the middle of an exam. Oh, sorry, Miss Smith, I'm making a video. Yes, no, such is my commitment to you guys. So Papua New Guinea now on the third tackle, already up to the 20-metre line. Dan Russell making some solid meters there. Rimbu across now through DeBellin. They're shifting out to the right. Leaguie goes himself and is just wrapped up by Pride Peterson Robati, I believe. Oh no, Mason Teague it was. So ball hits the ground now with Lachlan Lamb. Goes to Alu. Last tackle now. Rimbu at dummy half. Across to Lamb. Will he put boot to ball? He doesn't. Shifts out to the right. And McDonald, and the ball does just eventually end up over the sideline there. Couldn't quite execute. I think the outside men there were a little bit surprised that Lachlan Lamb didn't put boot to ball. That's sort of what it looked like. And then they had to sort of react on the back of that. McDonald looked a little bit awkward there, and it was just a simple catch and pass there for Robert Matthias, but couldn't execute it. And even if he had, really, I think that the winger Roltinga probably would have been bundled over the sideline. Tiger says, Dan Russell sounds like a radio commentator, probably because of Matt Russell. And NRL head, I'm in uni studying economics and law to become a rugby league YouTuber. It makes perfect sense, don't question it. So Cook Islands now over the 30-metre line on only the second tackle. Ngati Kaura waiting at dumber half. Moroa was getting up a little bit too eagerly there, getting out in front. Curious, I haven't heard anything yet about Davey Moali. I'm not even sure if he's still out there. Masters at fullback, and yeah, he's freed up, it looks like. He is one of their better attacking weapons for sure. Brad Takarangi puts boot to ball, although it is frozen. It's the broadcast is not having a fantastic time, but Robert Derby does get that catch, and it's Leaguie in at dummy half. Byron Adam says, go Cooks, let's go. We've got one Cook Island supporter in the chat. Good to see. Champion Jacob, PNG should win this as they have the home ground advantage. Kummels should not underestimate the Cookies. Very true. And I mean, Papua New Guinea are a stronger side, I think, by quite a margin. But the Cookies do have some attacking ability. And, you know, at the moment, you know, 15 minutes have gone. That's not an insignificant amount of time. And the Cook Islands are out in front. 150 people watching, says Caleb. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. If you do enjoy what you see, feel free to like and subscribe for a lot more. Live streams like this, we'll do more next week as well, and all through 2025. So Cook Islands returning the ball now, and they do draw a penalty here on about the 32 meters out from their own line. So with the kick for touch, they'll have an attacking set here. So the Kummels, the key for them at the moment is just to make sure they don't get too excited, too over-eager to get back out in front, because that will result in only more errors for them. They have threatened in attack, but there's been good scramble defense from the Cook Islands so far in this game. So Yoka, the winger, across, tapped by Alex Glenn. I'm curious to see what role Alex Glenn is kind of playing. He's in dummy half sometimes. It looks a bit like he's out at centre, but listed as a back rower, maybe a little bit of everything. NRL Head says, what's your most viewed live stream? It was last time Papua New Guinea played versus Fiji. So lots of PNG fans on this channel. So Ruben Porter, the West Tiger, nearly gets through the line there. Now across, Peterson Rabadi couldn't quite find the man inside him. Still a couple of tackles left here. Ngati Kaura across finds Takarangi, who jinks around and goes himself, gets the offload to Masters. Tackled well there by Rimbu, but he does get free. Masters pins the ears back, goes himself, sees the gap, is eventually tackled just before the line. One more for the Cook Islands here. Ngati Kaura puts a kick in himself, and I think that'll be a penalty. Yes, it is. So Ngati Kaura put a kick in, it deflected off a PNG Kummel into the hands of a Kummel who was out in front of him. So another attacking set here for the Cook Islands, and last time we saw this happen, PNG had given away a 6 again, and Cook Islands took advantage. So potentially something to look out for, the goal line discipline for PNG. So have they, I'm curious as to see here, have the Cook Islands ruled what they're going to do? I wouldn't think that they go for 2, but it looks like they will. Yeah, the Cook Islands, okay, they're going to take the 2 here. I've got to say, I'm Not a huge fan of that decision. I don't think they're going to win this game by going up in 2s. PNG are a really good attacking side. And I think that the Cook Islands have to hedge their bets so that they can score a lot of tries as well to counter that. But it will be Stephen Masters, brother of Isan Masters, former NRL player, to take the 2 points on offer. It's an easy 2. And it's now at, oh, not 9. It's out to 8-4 to the Cookies. PNG Corn was a little flat to start this game, have to be honest. If you're watching from PNG, your boys need to step it up, because the Cook Islands are here to play. Danny says, did you hear we let go of Brandon Tumeth? I did. I don't know a lot about Tumeth, so from that perspective, I'm not too sure what to say about it, but makes sense that you're freeing up a spot in the roster potentially for Terrell May. Lancaster says, I can't help but feel there had to be some other way to abbreviate the Cook Islands. Very valid. You'd think that they can work in, the islands part of it. Maybe CKI. That might be a better way of doing it, but regardless. Caleb says on Social Blade it ranks you as B- grade. That's funny. I was actually on Social Blade today looking that up. I have no idea what it's based on though. But good run there from Stephen Masters. Got in behind the line. Looks like maybe Dan Russell down in back play. And the Cookies are absolutely getting momentum when they're working their way down the field. In terms of the physicality of it, they're able to dig into the line and get relatively quick play the balls, and it's proving very effective at the moment. So played, it's Alu who is down. Oh, they've ruled the Masters just walked a little bit too far forward. Up from Takarangi, he kicks the ball so high, it's up there for an eternity, and caught very well from the Cowboy Robert Derby there. But we have got a whistle blown, and it's a penalty to Papua New Guinea for offside. And they've ruled, okay, we're going to get a drinks break. Must be a hot day up there in Port Moresby. We're going to get a drink break on the 40th minute. So it gives me a chance to look in the chat for a little bit. Tiger says, rumour has it that Dylan, Chadwick, Chadson Jugru is John O'Love's Holdens. I cannot deny or confirm those rumours. Champion Jacob, at this stage of the game, Cooks need to keep the momentum up and maintain it at that for 80 minutes. The biggest risk for Kummels would be trying to play catch-up footy. Agreed. I mean, I doubt whether the Cook Islands do have the ability to do this for 80 minutes, but they've impressed me so far for sure. I just expect that Papua New Guinea are going to come back into the game as it goes on. But Brad Takarangi there laying down the law, the Cook Islands captain. It has been a very good start from the Cook Islands, and yeah, just got to be said, a bit flat from PNG. The goal line defense from Cook Islands has been good, don't get me wrong. So if that had been a little bit, less than ideal, then we could be looking at a very different scoreboard right now. But the fact remains that in terms of just field position, PNG have allowed Cook Islands far too much time down their own end. Caleb says, it also says your yearly earnings is between $317 and 5.1k. I mean, as I said, I have no idea what any of that stuff on Social Blade is based on, because so much of it I was looking at and I was like, that's just so wrong. That's super wrong. I can assure you it's more than 317 and less than 5.1k. Lancaster, there's far too great of a breeze today for me to be stretched out on the lounge watching footy. I'm not a middle-aged man, but I nap watching sports like one when the weather is good. Agreed. It's one of life's great joys when it's sweltering outside. You're inside in the air conditioning, lying down, watching a game of footy. Jordan says, Leaguie, can you wish me luck in my law exam on Tuesday? Absolutely. Good luck. As we see, Papua New Guinea, they do blow an opportunity there down the side. Nene McDonald did well to find some space. Got the ball out to Robert Matthias, but it was just a pretty simple knock-on, really. Toaster Crumbs really like the Cook Islands jerseys. They and Tonga have the best uniforms. I like the Cook Islands jerseys as well. They really have an island feel to them. And I wish they were more like commercially available, because I'm sure that there'll be a lot of international rugby league fans who want that jersey. And Tiger, good luck for your geography exam on Friday. So Cook Islands now working it up, now passing the halfway on the last tackle. Well, on the fourth tackle now was the last tackle played. And it's Brad Takarangi who's just letting these balls float up in the sky. They don't necessarily make a lot of ground. The ball bounces, and it is 6 again. It's come off Papua New Guinea, and the Cook Islands get the ball back. Tiger, yes, I do have quite a few rugby league jerseys, both club and international. Multiple clubs, by the way, for the record. So across now, looks like, is that Alex? No, it's not Alex Glenn with the ball. Now played by Ngati Kaura. Now we get the ball out to Makahesi Makatoa from the Parramatta Eels. And again, Cook Islands with a full attacking set here on the PNG Kumals line. Ngati Kaura across Moroa does get to Takarangi. Now's an opportunity. Masters one-on-one with Lachlan Lamb and is eventually wrapped up, but not after making a few meters. Caleb, correct, I do also have those jerseys. Play it now through to Takarangi. And Tapoi Moroa goes off the man with the headgear. Ngati Kaura, looks like something's up here. And there's a bit of a scuffle going on. 6 again, we're playing on. I tell you what, there was a wasted opportunity there. I think Cook Islands, it was just play on, so Cook Islands had a chance there. It was bizarre. All of a sudden, the coverage just showed a massive amount of space out there. It's like, yes, I have many Netherlands referees jerseys, but also Netherlands national jersey, which actually is down here. I'll grab it at halftime. So the commentators are saying here the referee's under no obligation to stop the play if the players get into a bit of a fight. And I've got to say, yeah, I'm surprised. The Cook Islands there was so much space. I'm surprised that not more of their players were aware to that, because we could have a 14-4 scoreline at the moment if they'd been a little bit more up to it. But Cook Islands do draw a penalty and another attacking set. The territory would be pretty remarkable so far in this game. PNG just holding on. Across now. And it is eventually knocked on there by Mason Teague. So that's a let off there. I tell you what, if they'd gone out to 14-4, while I do expect Papua New Guinea to score just a lot of points in this game, you'd have to start questioning. Mason Teague the ball was a bit low, but he did look up to the defensive line before catching it, and he has paid the price there. Toaster Crumbs, I've got English extension tomorrow. I'd rather be here than studying as I lay dying. You should very much be studying for your HSC, my friend. Very much be studying for your HSC. Don't worry too much about this. Like us, says Tiger, Leaguie doesn't have legs, it's actually just half a torso and a head. Here's a spy bot. Don't give away what I am, Lancaster. I told you that in confidence. So PNG now on the first tackle up to the 20-meter line. A chance to set it right here. I think what they have to do is just get to their kick. Work through their set, get to their kick, and wrestle back momentum. And they do draw a penalty. That's even better. And now that quick tap, the sound absolutely goes nuts as the crowd get into it. The referee's blowing his whistle. He celebrates the try. He's celebrating with the fans. The fans are celebrating. The referee has ruled that this is a no try because he's blowing his whistle. We're about to hear boos ring out, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to hear boos ringing out. The static does go absolutely crazy. I don't know what it is. It must be about my camera software, because as soon as I unplug it and plug it in, we seem to be fine again. As the boos do ring out now. So it was a quick tap, but the referee ruled that that was not something that they could do at that point in time. It was Rimbu who found Nene McDonald, and the crowd loved it. Toaster, correct, it was cheeky. Well, at least they got to celebrate. They'll never take that moment away from him. Just straightening that up. Tiger says, I think Leaguie supports an NRL team. That is controversial. Bold prediction, my friend. But regardless, we are back to the PNG penalty. Kick for touch. Gets to just about the 45-meter line there. But the crowd, Aaron Woods in commentary makes a good point there. The players couldn't hear the referee because the crowd were going so crazy. Saliba across now to the number 16 for the PNG, Kummels, Sylvester Namo, who I think plays for the Castleford Tigers. Does get the ball offloaded though, and on the first they're up to the 40 already. Jack de Bellin finds Labour. Goes himself, does find Roderick Ty. Now Robert Darby one-on-one with a fullback. They're celebrating again, but they've called it back for a forward pass. I will tell you what. Referee Peter Goff, he is going to have a tough time leaving the venue tonight. He's going to have a very tough time because the PNG fans are going to feel quite dotted by a lot of what he is doing. Tigers' static is crazy. Literally any single time that the PNG look like scoring, it is just crazy static. Crazy static. And you guys can't see, but I'm listening to the game using this little earbud here. Jeez, my drop frames are terrible. What is this? I'm sorry, guys. I tried to fix it. I'm not sure why. Maybe I have another look at halftime. Toaster says, no, Leaguie supports the Serbian national team. No other answers make sense. I definitely do support the Serbian national team. That is for sure. So played by the Cook Islands now. They'll be looking probably to just maintain this lead until halftime. I think they would take that. Now through, is it Peterson Rabati there? I am quickly learning the names of these. Oh no, it was Mason Teague. I was going to say I'm quickly learning the names of these players, but then I got it wrong. Devastating. On the 5th, 13.5 minutes to go, up through Brad Takarangi with another big high bomb. That one has a bit more distance on it though. And Roltinga does end up on his back trying to catch that. Finds a little pocket of space though and gets the ball up to the 30. Played quickly. And is that a one-on-one strip, the Rod from Ruanatakara? It is. Cook Islands have got a one-on-one strip. I've got to say, I don't think it was one-on-one. I think it was 2-on-1 for sure. And Natakara is now down, baying for a penalty here. He does look very hurt, actually. I think this might be genuine. We'll see on the replay. So what's the ruling? Yeah, there was definitely still a player holding on for that strip, so unlucky from PNG there. And then the contact on Ngati Kauda, I didn't get a great look at it there, but the ball just pops out and then, oh, that looks bad to the head. I think Sylvester Namo might be in a bit of trouble here. We could see a player sent to the bin. I'm quite confident we would in the NRL, let's put it that way. And yes, you guys are all correct. I support all of those clubs because I support rugby league. Anyway, Ngati Kauda is still down with the trainer who looks absolutely nothing like he's from the Cook Islands, but it is quite funny. I do think it would surprise me if Sylvester Namo didn't go to the bin here. On this angle that they're showing now on the slow motion, Ngati Kauda did get low, but it was a very high shot with the shoulder there. Bang. Kale says that happy face should be a thumbnail. Yeah, you like it? Maybe. I'll go back on the stream and I'll cut that out. Use it in Photoshop. I'm gonna be like, the downfall of the Brisbane Broncos. Ezra Mam got sacked. So Ngati Kauda is unfortunately forced off field. That is not very... That's a lot more... And the ruling is on report. Carmichael Hunt can't believe it. I can't believe it. Surely we see more than on report. Okay, they're calling out Lachlan Lamb now, and I think that's very valid here. Direct moderate force. And we do see Sylvester Namo in the bin. I gotta say, no, Kale says only on report. It looked like it was only going to be on report, but it is a sin bin. So now these 12 minutes and 51 seconds suddenly become very, very important for a Cook Island side who have been the better side in this half. They now go up against a 12-man defensive line. Caleb says justice for Gotham. Not sure Sylvester Nemo knows much about the Gotham crime scene, but I'll take your word for it. Now there's some numbers out wide. Brakatangi finds out the winger, and we've got a try for the Cook Islands. I believe it's Stephen Masters, brother of Eastham. We're going to go to the bunker, not adding it to the scoreboard just yet, but Peter Goff, referee, has a try. They were very confident. I imagine the only question could be over the touchline. PNG fans, let me know in the chat what's gone wrong with your side today. He maintains position, he grounds the ball, and I'm happy to put that on the board. It's 12 points to 4, and nobody saw this coming. Try for the Cookies. It is way out wide. It's probably unlikely that Stephen Masters will be able to convert his own try here, but absolutely upset so far. Caleb says that's the first time I've ever seen a try go up to the bunker and not be a no try. That's because it's different on the international level. In the NRL, if the referee's not sure but he has a try, he'll just rule the try and they check it. International is different. It's like it used to be in the NRL where you can go to the bunker, I have a try, I have no try. So that's why in that instance Peter Goff had a try. He just wanted to confirm it. Tiger says, I'm telling you, Cookie's going to win by 88 points. You've been the most correct so far, that's for sure. I think all of our predictions have been blown out the water so far. NRL Head says he'll play Kiwis if Cookies win. I am not actually sure. I have to look at the ladder. The fact that Tiger's saying it has to be 88 points makes me think probably still Papua New Guinea. But it would certainly be an unexpected result. I'd have to have a look at the ladder afterwards. You see the Papua New Guinean fans in the background. Despite the scoreboard, they're having a good time of it. So Masters now from the sideline steps back, strikes it. It looks pretty good. Does it have the legs? It does. And there's me doubting Stephen Masters. Never mind me, what do I know about rugby league? Cook Islands 14, Papua New Guinea 4. Caleb says there's 174 people in the chat. Thank you all for being here, celebrating International Rugby League with me. I assume, as I keep saying, that a lot of you guys are from PNG. Let me know in the chat where you're from in PNG and your thoughts on your Kummels so far. What are they doing wrong to be down by 10 points? Rafael Zoa says, Kummels, stop being overconfident. Cook's not to be underestimated. That certainly seems to be the way that it's playing out at the moment. PNG playing a bit desperate, but that man in the sin bin is not going to help at all. They've already conceded 6 points off the back of it, and the sin bin period has only just started. Can't afford to be giving away cheap penalties, can the Kummels. So now, the lock forward for Cook Islands, Pride Peterson Robati, who's a name I know. I recognize that name. I don't know who he plays for, but anyway. The issue for the Cook Islands is going to be that Ruanati Kaura, their hooker, is off the field. They don't have like number 14 traditionally on the bench. The man who's currently in that role is Junior Teroi. But Ngati Kaura is very much their best hooker. And a big kick there from Takarangi. Roltinga isn't able to catch it, and fortunately it does go over the dead ball line for the Kummels. Jeffrey Jacobs says, still believe Kummels will score more points to beat Cook. So do I. I would still be tipping PNG from this point. So we've got, okay, a few Papua New Guineans. Chris says, I live in Lae. Hai says, I'm watching in Alotau. And Ben Yori, go Kummels. There is still time. There's absolutely still time. Still 10 minutes to go in this half alone, and then the entire second half to go. So lots of time left. And our head says PNG should win. I agree. So good quick play the ball there from PNG. Quite a few meters made up to the 40 now on the third. Through Rimbu and Liam Horn from the Castle Tigers. And the ball does go over the top, nearly over the sideline. Roderick Tai is able to clean that up, and it was a very flat ball there. Now on the fourth, Leaguie gets it up to an absolutely charging Koso Bundy from the PNG Kumals. He's playing with intent. Lamb across now through Nene McDonald. This is a play they've practiced. McDonald gets the ball away, knocked on, I believe, from Cook Islands. We've got 6 again for PNG Kumals here. Now there's an opportunity. Bartholomew, there's still 58 minutes to go in this game, but now a full attacking set for Papua New Guinea on the attacking line. And Nene McDonald's got there. Nene McDonald himself wrapped up in Cook Islands players. We're going to go to the bunker here. But Nene McDonald did it all himself. Peter Goff, referee, has a try. Peter Parker has taken a break from being Spider-Man to say Kummel's too proud and overconfident. Go Cookies. Well, not the best time to say that, because it looks like, as the crowd chant his name, I believe, Nene McDonald had heaps of cookies all over him, but does get free. And I think that ball goes to ground pretty easily, to be honest. We've got Simon saying, hi, I'm Simon Minigumba watching from Lae. 100 Kummel, let's go. Thank you for joining us, Simon. We've seen a try for your PNG Kummels to reward your support. Surely this ball does get to the ground. There's an arm underneath it from Stephen Masters. Are they going to rule? I'm a little less confident now. The ball, the hand is underneath the ball there. Surely a little bit of the ball's got to be on the grass, right? Thomas, who scored the first try for Cookie. I'm trying to remember. Who was it? I'm having an absolute mind blank. Hang on, I'll go on NRL.com. Davey Moale from the Rabbitohs. So they will rule to support the on-field decision there, and it's 8 points now to 14. The PNG Kummels absolutely needed to get points on the board there as the crowd go up in celebration. A kick to come, you'd imagine it'll be 14 points to 10 in a matter of moments, and they needed that. Now with an opportunity even to go into the half-time break ahead, which would be insane. Leaguie kicks it, the camera changes, but now we go back and see it is PNG 10, Cook Islands 14. And I saw one person saying earlier, Toaster Crumbs, matches a lot better than I originally expected, rooting for the Cookies in this one. It is a lot more competitive than I thought. Rulan saying, thank you, sir. I'm watching from China. I'm proud Papua New Guinea and love your channel. Well, I think you're the first ever one of my viewers to watch from China. Thank you for being here. And hi, I'm Rudolph Turek watching from Madang. Good to see you here as well. Please, everyone from PNG, let me know where you are. It's so cool for me to see all the places that you're watching from. So ball kicked off, not quite conventionally caught. It wasn't too simple from Liam Horn, but no knock on. And they're okay. Neville says, Kummels need ball games, not one-man game. Neville from Port Moresby, good to see you here as well, Neville. And it says, watching from North Korea. Now that I don't believe. Still, 4.5 minutes left of the sin bin period, but you've got a sense that after that try, the momentum has just shifted. I wonder if it is a bit demoralizing for the Cook Islands to have had so many defenders on Nene McDonald, had the man advantage, but conceded a try so easily. Thomas says, oh, hi, I'm Stephen watching from Port Moresby. Good to have you here as well. Nene McDonald finds some space, and it's Roltinga who puts his hand over the sideline there. Nene McDonald, super dangerous. Definitely the best player for PNG so far in these Pacific Championships. Loa says, watching from Simbu, Kundiawa. I hope I'm pronouncing these places correctly. I always try my best. I think it would be Kundiawa. GR Pete says, what's the latest video essay you'll put out? Will it be IRL, Western Bears, or anything else? Haven't currently got a concrete plan for that, but probably on the 18th team, being a mix of the Papua New Guinea bid, the Western Bears bid, just an update on that. Ezekiel says, where can I watch? I can't broadcast the match. I'm not sure what's showing it, like what options you have to watch it in PNG. but I'll be talking through the game in a lot of detail, so don't worry too much. You'll know what's going on by watching this stream. 14 points to 10. Cook Islands with the ball now in the attacking 30 on the third tackle. They're shifting the ball out wide now. Takarangi finds Ruben Porter underneath him. Brahmanis watching from Port Moresby as well. Optimistic PNG might come back to lead. PNG should not play a one-man game. I'm quite confident PNG will come back. Bartholomew says, I'm watching from Kavieng, New Island province in PNG. So Cook Islands put an attacking kick up. It was a bit of a contest, but the ball was knocked on and Roltinga did manage to catch the ball. They're baying for a penalty there, the crowd, not going to get one. Patrick says, PNG supporters, let's not be proud and boastful until full time. Watching from Leaguie. Well, I'm very happy for you to be proud and support your team, but definitely don't want to jinx it. And Tiger's watching from nowhere in PNG. Very funny. So PNG, Nene McDonald making more meters again. He is such a good player. Playing at centre in the Super League, but showing how well he can play at fullback. And Rimbu runs himself from dummy half over the 40-meter line. He's having a very good game as well, due to Rimbu. Lachlan Lamb steps back inside, gets in behind the line. 101 with a fullback, does get around the fullback. Can't be stopped. Lachlan Lamb will bring us back to 14 all, and they love it in Port Moresby. The crowd go up for that, and we're about to see PNG take the lead because it was a try scored right underneath the post. Lachlan Lamb, the former Sydney Rooster, the current Lee Leopard, they love that. And I said that the momentum had just shifted slightly, and it was Lachlan Lamb seeing an opportunity there, identifying that, going himself, and the little lamb does slaughter the cookies. 14 points all, 4 minutes to go in this half. And you can't help but wonder, despite getting that early try, it's been not a great sin bin period from the Cook Islands. The physicality that they had up until that point has gone in many respects. It was a pretty lazy effort there on the inside shoulder, but Lachlan Lamb jinking and weaving. Another player who I'm sure has aspirations to one day return to the NRL. Goes himself. Not even Ikoa could stop him. And we are all locked up. There's his dad in the crowd. Obviously another very famous Papua New Guinean. Adrian Lamb. He's the son of Adrian Lamb, AJ. Conversion there from Labour right in front. Confirmed what we all would have known. And Papua New Guinea, I said they had an opportunity to be up at half time, and they will be now. They will be now. Byron said, told you the Cooks have got this locked. They're not a great time to say that. They're currently behind on the scoreboard. I'll just, looking a little bit uneven there. Move the 16 in a bit closer. Maybe even a little closer. There we go. Go Kummels, Rudolf Turek from Madang, Papua New Guinea. GR Pete says, I've heard recently the Ireland and Scotland played a test. They did. I know Scotland did. In my head, it was maybe against Wales. But anyway, I'm not sure. And now the Cook Islands kick it out on the full. Penalty from halfway. They are falling apart, and this game has turned on its head. Just under 3 minutes to go. Geez, the ball was well long. That kickoff was far too long. Good opportunity here for Papua New Guinea to get even more points on the board before half time. And Namo has come back onto the field, so it's back to 13 on 13. Across now through Laybut. And ahead, what do you think about the Ashes? But for Rugby League, very excited about it. Especially because it means we'll get to see Tonga and Samoa play each other on this side of the globe. And the crowd are so into this one. I'll tell you what, the number 15 for the Kummels, Koso Bandi, he's playing with a lot of intensity. A lot of intensity. B. Milner says, any Papua New Guineans here who can teach the Leaguie some Tok Pisin. I'd love to be taught some of that. And the crowd, I tell you what, every time the PNG Kummels get the ball. They're going up and excited. Now Namo, the man looking to get revenge for that sin binning, make it up for his team. Doesn't quite get there. Now on the last lay, but big pass out wide to Robert Darby. Kicked in behind him. Masters does wrap that up. 271 people watching. My God, thank you all for being here. I said earlier in the stream, I'm doing a little test. I saw how many subscribers I have before the stream. And I'm looking at how many I have after the stream, because I think there's going to be a lot of Papua New Guineans here. So if you're from Papua New Guinea, if you like what you see, subscribe for a lot more of this. I'll be broadcasting next week as well, when hopefully Papua New Guinea play against New Zealand. So stay tuned for that. So across 1 minute to go in this half with the Cook Islands. Late offload there. The broadcast freezes up again. An opportunity here out wide if they're willing to spread it. They are. Ikoa. But he's wrapped up there by Leibut, and the number 4 for the PNG Kummels, Roderick Tai. Alan Oa says, go Kummels. NRL Head says, who do you think is the best coach of all time? Best coach I've ever seen is Craig Bellamy, personally. But that's a generational thing. Lots of people would say Jack Gibson or Wayne Bennett. So Cook Islands do put the ball over the sideline there. And that will probably be it for this half. My God, with 10 minutes to go, you would have said for sure that the Cook Islands have been the better side in this half. No longer true. Papua New Guinea, with a late little flourish, it must be said, they've got all the momentum and the lead coming into this halftime break. Now there's an opportunity out here for Roderick Tai. Is wrapped up by Ikoa. And that will be it for halftime. What a half of International Rugby League that was. For those of you who say International Rugby League isn't alive and kicking, watch that. Watch the fans of the Papua New Guinean Kummels. They're in Port Moresby, making so much noise that it distorts the sound in the coverage. Absolutely insane. Tiger says, same buzzer boys. Braith, I think that Papua New Guinea supporters, they're the best in the game. And I agree. Me and Buzz Rothfield both think Papua New Guinean supporters are the best in the game for sure. Steven says, PNG, you can do it. Steven Sinawa watching from Asaro Goroka. Good to have you here, my friend. Norman says, Kummel should win the game comfortable. No pressure. Easy does it. Well, there's a bit of pressure. The Cook Islands, I mean, particularly to start that first half, were very good. But the way that Papua New Guinea were able to just flick the switch, and all of a sudden things started working out for them. And 16 points to 14, I would not have seen that coming once Cook Islands went up 14 points to 6. It looked like it was all coming up cookies. But for all you guys supporting Papua New Guinea, it's a good result for you so far. Still a full half to go. And Cook Islands will have a fair bit of confidence, but I do expect probably Papua New Guinea to go on with it from here and set up a game against the New Zealand Kiwis next week, which will be so exciting. NRL Head says the sin bin saved them. You reckon saved the Cook Islands? Because see, I think the sin bin in many ways sparked PNG to say, okay, we've got a real challenge here. If we let this get out to 20 points to 4, that would have been a hell of a mountain to climb back. So I think the sin bin might have actually been a little blessing in disguise in some ways for Papua New Guinea. Romeo says, Eron Malep watching from Lai Unitek, Fly High Kummel. Mason agrees. Patrick Sapak, sure mate, will stick with you on next week's broadcast. You triple man, PNG supports you as well. I feel the support of Papua New Guinea, believe me. My first ever video on YouTube was a West Tigers season preview, and I put Justin Olam in the thumbnail just because he was, the new signing for the Tigers. And it had 17,000 views, and it was all from Papua New Guinea. It was like 90% Papua New Guinea. Everyone in the comments saying, go PNG, go Tiger, go Kummel. It was really cool. So I've always had a big supporter base from PNG, and it's good to be able to celebrate the Kummels with you here today. Edson says, I'm watching from Madang, PNG. Siki Eric, go PNG. Michael says, Kummels, no wrong yet. Tag says, say in Buzz's voice, Bryce, I think Dylan, Chadwick, Chadson, Jaggery. Oh, well, okay, I don't want to say that. I mean, why would you had me until the last bit. Why would Buzz think that of me just because I wear a suit and I'm a little bit fruity? Dal Kope says PNG Kummels will win from Bougainville Buka. Well, good to have you here. That's one I haven't seen before. Danny, what are your thoughts on the reasons Terrell May was sacked? It was just like yesterday. It's really hard to say. I don't know. I do suspect that possibly both sides are telling the truth in that it's not an off-field problem. It's just an attitude problem. And perhaps socially he just doesn't fit in with the rest of the Sydney Roosters. Ben Yotti says, win the second half, your Kummels. Watching from PNG Indo border. Okay. Vanimo. That's very cool. Lancaster, I think I've fallen asleep. The hell happened? Yeah, well, it was a sin bin for Sylvester Namo of the PNG Kummels. And there was actually a try after that through Stephen Masters, but I think it just got the Kummels back into gear. A bit of a wake-up call to them, and all of a sudden the things that they were trying earlier in that game that weren't working just started working. They were playing with so much intensity. The number 15 for the Papua New Guinean Kummels, Koso Bandi, my god. Have a watch of him closely in the second half, because every time he took a hit up, he was just a million miles an hour straight into the line. So very, very cool to see. I promised earlier, by the way, that I would get an International Rugby League jersey at halftime. So give me a moment. I'm just going to grab it from my cupboard. As you might have had little legs reveal there. Who knows? You've got to see that I'm not wearing suit pants underneath this. We're back. So, this, ladies and gentlemen, on a day where we're celebrating International Rugby League, this is a Netherlands Rugby League jersey. It's a cool one. I like it. It's very simple. Just got the white stripe in there on the back as well. Get to see the Dutch flag with a text in Dutch that means the main team kit. So yeah, it's a cool one, and it's got a little lion there on the bottom as well. The Dutch Lions, that's their... Oh, I'll put it on that side. That's their logo. So I am very, very passionate about Netherlands Rugby League. And yeah, you get to see a little piece of history there. Rex says, absolutely amazing PNG Gus Kummels. You're winning now. Watching it in Mondoli, Margarima Hela PNG. Got so many cool place names for all you guys. I'll, as I say earlier, I'll try my best to pronounce them all well. But yeah, it's always a little bit of a challenge. NRL Head, were you born in Netherlands or Australia? Australia. But I went to the Netherlands when I was 6 years old. Only came back when I was 18. So long time spent over there. HAWR 1895. Have you been playing that long? No, it's a sports kit manufacturer. 1895 Sports. So it's just a brand. Mike Moy, who scored the first try. The first try was scored by the PNG Kummels, Elijah Roltinga, the winger down the side there. But it wasn't long before the Cook Islands side, only 3 minutes later, hit back through Davey Moali of the Rabbitohs. Peter Killer Pat Go Kummels watching from Gaire PNG. Tiger wanting me to say more compromising things about myself and liking mustard ice cream, which is just the most awful thing I could possibly imagine. Caleb says, where are the bloke jerseys? I'm currently down in Canberra. The bloke jerseys are up in Sydney. They form my background up there, so I don't have them on me at the moment. Just the Netherlands one here. Michael Silas watching from Tent City Lai. Kummels Tumas. Have you been in my streams before, Michael? I think I recognize your name, Michael Silas. Good to have you back, my friend. So just checking how many people are here at the moment. 229, absolutely crazy. And I know that was even higher before. So thank you all for being here. Absolutely crazy. 16 points to 14 at halftime. Kevin Bejigi says, go Pacific Brothers. May the best team win. Good luck to both team. Kummels and Cook Islands. Absolutely. Well, we've had a very good game so far. Very competitive. So hopefully a lot more of that to come. NRL Head, do you have two houses? No, not personally. I've got my family home up in Sydney, and I'm renting down here in Canberra with some other university students. Peter Parker, I'm loving this channel for the updates, watching from Kutumbu round Wara. Well, thank you for being here. I'll do my best to talk about the game. It's currently still halftime, by the way. Peter Drua, watching all the way from Gika Notofanga Kumals. Please don't let us down. Come back strong second and win. Well, they don't seem to be letting you down just so far. They were to start the game, but that last 10 minutes of the first half, they came back in a very, very big way. JR Pete says, yeah, a guy from Serbian Rugby League said that the Netherlands have a lot of potential talent to join the NRL. Same with Serbia, but it's a matter of building the Balkan Super League. Well, yeah, NRL's a long way away. There are a couple of players that have gone over from Netherlands to the English divisions. I think, though, that's optimistic to say that there's talent that has that sort of potential. I think we're quite a long way from that personally, but we're building, and it will be a slow build. And the issue with international rugby league in these countries is that it's very fragile, but you know, that growth just keeps building up, and eventually we will get there. Toaster says an Eastern European Super League would be great. Could be a summer contact sport opposed to ice hockey in winter. Well, summer in Eastern Europe does get really, really hot. It does get really hot. So that might be a problem in that respect. But then again, winter gets really cold. So you'd have to pick one side. Maybe they can have the drinks breaks there. But yeah, money is the important thing. Milton Mayo, Kummel, we are behind you. You boys do better in the second half. I'm quite confident that they will. Mason Michael says, please link what, my friend? But yes, on the note of the Eastern Super League, yes, it's all about sponsorship money. And the issue is that it's relatively strong in Serbia. It's very strong in Ukraine. I'm confident that we'd be hearing a lot more about Ukraine Rugby League, if not for the war. Obviously, it's going on there and has been going on for like a couple of years now. But even with the war, they're still playing games, the Ukrainian Rugby League. They played the Czech Republic recently and beat them 84 points to 0, which is so inspiring for a nation that is torn by invasion right now to to still train, still put a team together and be playing at that kind of level where you can win a game 84-0 against Czechia, who are a decent side. Really, really impressive. So that potentially you could combine those two, but the issue is with a lot of these players, they're just, men having fun. They don't have the money or time to be traveling between Ukraine or Serbia for games. So yeah, it's all about that money. Devin says PNG not performing well in the first half. Well, it's really interesting. It's two sides of the first half, really, two halves of the first half. I'll move the mic a bit closer to me. Hang on. There we go. Just because it was like they woke up. So very good from that point onwards. But yes, quite disappointing up until then. Fanmate says, Leaguie, who do you want to win the final? If you were here for the first game between Australia and Tonga, I think you would know who I support between those two sides. Definitely Australia. 100% Australia. I'm just going to unplug the camera for a moment here. Oh, no, not thanks for watching. I'll go halftime break. Let's go halftime break. Unplug the camera and try and figure out exactly what that problem is. And get back to you guys in a moment. But you'll still be able to hear me. I'll still read the chat as I'm sorting the issue out. NRL Head says, is there any other leagues in Europe other than the Super League? There's not other professional leagues, but the other strongest one is the I think it's called Elite One Championship in France, which it does have its own problems in terms of an admin perspective. It isn't run in maybe the best way. It goes a bit up and down, but either way, they do have a decent little standard. And we do often, we have seen in the past some former NRL players go over there and play in the Elite One Championship. Nathan Peets, if any of you guys remember him, he was a former New South Wales hooker. James Maloney, of course, he went over to play for Catalans and ended up playing in the Elite One Championship as well. And I believe Samoa, formerly of the Sydney Roosters, and I can't remember who played for before that here. Maybe Parramatta's coming to mind. But yeah, they went over and played there as well. So yeah, decent little tournament down there. Okay, I've unplugged the camera and all that. We back. Just sort out the angle. There's a bit better. There's a bit better. Hopefully that's fine now. Sesi Gahano, Go PNG Kumal watching from Leaguie. Am I pronouncing that correct? Leaguie? Fanmate says, I think soon you're going to hit 3K. I certainly hope so. It would be absolutely insane to hit 3,000 subscribers. We are building so much quicker than I ever thought we will, and it just allows so many new cool things for me to do. I'm trying to be a really positive influence on the sport of rugby league, particularly internationally speaking. So the bigger platform I have, the more I can spread that positive message and create positive attitudes in our sport. That's certainly what I'm trying to do. NRL Head says Super League's growing massively with its new players coming. Yeah, I haven't seen in terms of like TV numbers or anything for the Super League. I'm honestly not sure. But the standard, I would argue, is probably improving. We see some guys like Jack Wellesby, for example, who we saw playing for England last night against Samoa, genuinely incentivized to stay in England. He wants to play for St. Helens. So to see him do that when there would have definitely been interest, I think there was interest from the St. George Illawarra Dragons. That's very cool. And the more that happens, obviously, the stronger the Super League will be. We've obviously seen the last 2 times the World Club Challenge was played, it was the English side who won. So, very cool to see. Fanmate says you could pass Mr. Beast in subs. Well, if his controversies keep going, then definitely Mr. Beast is under threat from the Leaguie for sure. Martin Hawek, thumbs up to all the Pacific family, all the best to Pacific family, but for now, go Kummels from Madang. Go Kummels for sure. Just talking about the final for next week, because they're mentioning that on Fox at the moment. In that first game that Tonga played against the Kangaroos, I maintained they were the better side. They were 18-0 down, they lost the game, but one of those tries was an intercept, another one was right at the end of the game. I think that in terms of physicality and field position, they dominated. They just couldn't execute their opportunities. And yesterday, against New Zealand, Tonga executed their opportunities. I think it's really dangerous for the Kangaroos. I hope the Kangaroos are super complacent and lose the game. It would be such an awesome moment for International Rugby League if Tonga win. And to any Australians watching this, I understand that you want to support your country, right? Because you're from your country. But think about it from the perspective of being a rugby league fan. If the Kangaroos beat Tonga, nothing happens. Absolutely nothing happens. Kangaroos fans are like, yay. They'll have forgotten about it by the time a month has passed, right? It just changes absolutely nothing. If Tonga win, there are parades in the streets of every major city in Australia and New Zealand. There are parades in Tonga. It would just be so awesome. We'd be talking about it for a very long time. It would go down in history. It would make so many other players who are eligible for Tonga, like for Tony Staggs, for example, who started his career with Tonga, then went to the Kangaroos. It would make him say, no, do you know what? I want to be part of this Mate Matonga Brotherhood. That is such a good thing for rugby league. That's what's at stake here. And so while absolutely anyone can support whoever they want to support, I think the rugby league fans should be supporting Tonga every time they play Australia. GRP, yes, sorry, I missed your message earlier. Elite 1 got rebranded as Super 13s. They're trying to become professional and are in talks with the RFL, which is the English governing body, to play Euro Club Challenge again, Championship and League 1 premiers in 2028. I do think that attaching themselves to England is a good way to do it, but I imagine that there'll be resistance from England for that. Obviously, the Catalan Dragons, they haven't won a title, a Super League title to my knowledge, but they have won the Challenge Cup, and they've been a pretty solid mainstay there towards the top of the Super League. Toulouse Olympique as well, they're a French team in the English competition that we're building. They, I believe, were in... No, they did get promoted. They did get promoted to the Super League one year and just unfortunately got battered relentlessly that whole season and went straight back down. But originally the Super League was created as the European Super League, so to have that back would be very, very cool. Tiger says, Leaguie, I hope the like button is the only thing Green Cobra is smashing. I hope he smashes the subscribe button. That's very funny. No, we know Green Cobra is a little bit of a nefarious individual at times. Toaster Crumbs, not when they find out that Union fans... No, wait, not when they find out about the Union fans in Leaguie's basement. Luckily, I don't have a basement. Because I can't actually access the basement anyway, because the door is jammed because of the absolutely massive amount of rugby union fans that I have down there. It's a good prediction. Mike, Kevin, Super League should be televised more than the NRL here in PNG, most because PNG players play there. Unlike other Pacific nations, PNG players are rarely selected into NRL clubs. It's a very, very good point. I think that makes a lot of sense. The only thing is the time difference, obviously, but yeah, PNG fans would definitely be willing to stay up till ridiculous hours in the night to see guys like Nene McDonald, Sylvester Namo, Liam Horn play over in the Super League, Lachlan Lamb as well. That's a very, very good point. Fanmate says, Leaguie, do you watch cricket? I sure do. I don't miss a test game. Well, like a proper full, like, you know, 5-day test match. That's my style of cricket. Caleb says, keep in mind, I haven't hit puberty and have no testosterone, but I kicked a 20-meter conversion. Let's go. Can we have some applause in the chat there for Caleb? Now, we do have kickoff from the Cook Islands there, and it's Papua New Guinea now on the first tackle up to the 30-meter line. Caught me unawares there. I was so involved with chat. You guys are keeping me so busy. Nene Metoro now over the 40 on only the second tackle. On the third tackle, excuse me. Now Liam Horn over halfway. So, decent little amount of intensity here from the PNG Commonwealth, looking to pick up where they left off in that first half. Rimbu in at dummy half, and it will be Lamb. Ball going up, caught there by Masters quite easily, and is wrapped up there by Roltinga and Matthias. So Takarangi now across. Tiger Walker says that halftime break felt longer. It did, didn't it? Anyway, maybe they had some issues to sort out. Maybe they fixed some of the broadcast problems, eh? Maybe just like me. Hopefully, will remain to be seen. So it looks like Ruan Atikaura is out. Yes, he's back. He's back on the field. That's a good addition there for the Cook Islands. That's going to help them so far in this game. Atikaura being back on the field. So only 25 meters gained there. Good defense from Papua New Guinea to limit their meters, and caught there by McDonald. Working it back. Finds a little bit of space over the 40. Gets to the 50. Busting tackles left, right, and center. Had Roderick Ty, I believe it is, outside him. It's one of the centers. I get the two confused. Robert Matthias. And Greg Alexander makes the point that Nene McDonald looks fitter than he was when he was in the NRL. I agree. And he looks like he has more speed about him as well. Breaking through tackles at will. So PNG attacking opportunity here on the third tackle on the 20-meter line. And now with Sylvester Namo up to the 10 meters. 2 tackles here within the 10 meters. Laybutt across, finds Lamb. Big pass over the top to find Derby. And we've got our first try of the second half, ladies and gentlemen. It's the PNG Kummels. Big looping pass. Try is ruled, 20 points to 14. PNG pick up from where they left off. And it's Kummel's time, ladies and gentlemen. PNG fans in the chat, show me your support. Show me your support for your PNG Kummel boys. 20 points to 14. Robert Darby scoring that. Lachlan Land did very well to step back inside and get a big pass over, looping towards Derby. Caleb, who is a North Queensland supporter, says the Cowboys need to use Robert Derby, and he has been very good. Good pass from Lamb. There was just so much space out wide. Derby just had to wait for the ball to reach him and gets the ball to the ground. Good stuff there from the PNG Kumuls. So Lachlan Lamb did well just to stand there in the contact from the Cook Islands player and stayed in the field of play, Derby, despite the legs looking a little bit questionable, but managed to get the ball down. 5 tries in the past 6 games for PNG for Robert Derby, doing very, very well. Carl Laybutt now, another man who plays up in North Queensland, not for the Cowboys, but I believe he is signed up there. Takes the conversion, it looks good. Does it have the length? It does. Laybutt makes it 22 points to 14. And now you'd have to think it's looking tough for Cook Islands to potentially come back. When they took the 2, when they were 6-4 up, I did say at the time, I don't think they're going to win this game by going up from 2s. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game, and they have to back themselves to score tries, and that's proven true so far. PNG have good attacking play in them when they turn it on. Absolutely they do. Simon says, let's go Kumul, let's fly high. They're certainly flying high. Short kickoff there from Cook Islands. Batted back. Caught from that man, Robert Derby, again. He's involved with everything at the moment. NRL Head says, been subbed since the NRL 18th team. Watch most of the vids since. That's a long time. Thank you for being here. I very much appreciate that. That was a bit of a turning point for me. I think my content stepped up when I made that video. So glad that's when you joined. Caleb says, let's go PNG. Let's go. Absolutely. Hell yeah. So now Roderick Ty, the centre. Go across. Obviously, Justin Olam injured, not playing in this game, but could you imagine if he was? He's an absolute national hero there. But Nene McDonald's on his way to joining him in that kind of regard, breaking so many tackles. Horn in at dummy half now. Ball put up there from Lachlan Lamb. Caught by Masters. And PNG draw a penalty for contact on the kicker there. Peter Goff. I said that he would struggle to leave Santos International Stadium to start the game. And we hear boos ringing out. I'm not sure why, because it's a penalty for PNG. Sylvester Kilang, Mighty Kumuls. Well, they've drawn a penalty there. And do you think they'll go up, take the 2 here? Yeah, I've got to say that's a very soft penalty. That's a very soft penalty there. Peter Goff's been taken for a ride here. Lucky Lamb has milked that completely. Milked that completely, Lucky Lamb. But fair enough. I mean, he got away with it. JRP, PNG are good because they've got depth with both the Hunters and first graders. It's true, they do. Lots of injured PNG players. Sylvester Namo has got the ball to the ground here, burst through himself. I said, ever since he was Sinbin, he's been looking to make it up to his teammates. And off the back of what was a very, very harsh penalty, but Lachlan Lamb did well to milk it. It's 26 points to 14, right underneath the post. It'll be 28 to 14 in a moment. And all of a sudden, in the space of about 20 minutes, this game has absolutely flipped. Papua New Guinea are scoring tries at will. And Namo has made it back up to his teammates there and getting a try. To all your PNG fans in the chat, your boys are absolutely doing you proud right now. I was so impressed with them against Fiji a couple of weeks ago, and hopefully, because I want to see them compete with New Zealand next week, they can turn it on for the rest of this game as well. Richie says, what a great comeback by Kumuls. Go Mighty Kumuls. It has been so quick. It just all of a sudden worked. Caleb says, I think Cook Islands would be better if Val Holmes was playing. There are so many players. I outlined it in a video I did that could be playing for Cook Islands. Josh Papali'i could be playing. Chancellor Klukstad could be playing. Joseph Manu. Off the top of my head, Brendan Piakura, Xavier Willison. Carl Laybutt does put the ball straight over the black dot, and he's 28 points to 14. Kyle Iro could play for Cook Islands. There are so many. Jordan Rapana could play for Cook Islands. So their team could be so much better than it is. I said with Tonga and Samoa, amongst young players, it's quite cool to play for them. The same is not true yet for Cook Islands, but they've got such a potentially very good team. Toaster Crumbs, Leaguie, do you mount the heads of American football fans on your fence as a display of power over inferior contact sports? Absolutely I do. I often get complaints from the old lady next door that the rotting heads on the fence are not very nice to look at, but I say American football is not very nice to look at. Rimbu, absolutely manhandled there by Tepai Moroa. Cook Islands will just be thinking, we have to get our physicality back. We have to get it back. 32 minutes to go in this game. Played there. Now through Liam Horn. Over halfway, and as I've said quite a few times, the Kummels are just making pretty easy meters. Oh, big contact there as I say that. And their players are running in. It's a penalty for Papua New Guinea for a high tackle here on Bandi. I tell you what, he's been dominating contact every single time he's run the ball so far in this game, but he was dominated there. He was dominated there. Like Carson said, I'm telling you guys, I think he's going to get dragged before The Hague soon. I grew up in The Hague, so I'd love to go back. That'd be really cool. I know obviously I'm talking about the criminal court, but it'd be a nice excuse to get back there. Gotta imagine this is a bin though, says Lancaster, and it was very careless, it has to be said. From the Cook Islands number 11, Ruben Porter. No, sorry, not Ruben Porter. Zane Tetavano it is, the retiring player, probably in his last game of rugby league. Zane's being summoned out here. You'd have to think that this will be a second sin bin of the game. First for the Cook Islands. We'll see what we got here. Ramsey Murray says score. The score is right there. 28 points to 14. Same in the first half. And Zane Tetavano will get binned. And I'll tell you what. With a player like Nene McDonald finding as much space as he is, now with there being one player less for the Cook Islands, I think we're going to see some points scored here from Papua New Guinea. I expect we're going to see quite a big scoreline from here. Quite a big scoreline. Yandex says, Kummels flying high, go Kummels. They are flying high, that's for sure. So penalty now from PNG, and they'll find touch. Now across through Leibut finds Sylvester Namo, that man, the try scorer. Kummels are flying high, Yandex, well and truly. I backed them to score here for sure. Leibut fires the ball across to Simbikin. Rimbu sees an opportunity, goes himself here, finds Leibut out the back to land. They're spread way out wide here. Goes short to Dan Russell, who signed for the Warrington Wolves for next season. Dan Russell from the St. George Illawarra Dragons. Rimbu at dummy half. Goes himself. I tell you what, there was an absolutely charging Namo there. Couldn't find him. No time to waste, says Bartholomew. One more try, says Natalie. Horn at dummy half. Out the back. Finds Lamb. There's a chance here. And it is an easy try. Lamb, brilliant pass out to the one, and Roltinga makes it 32 points to 14, and they are partying up there now. They're partying up there now. Papua New Guinea are well and truly on fire. Derby is terrific, says Michael. Well, that was Roltinga, but Derby is proving in this Pacific Championships to be a very, very handy player for sure. Now, guys, there is a little bit of a problem. Little bit of drama, if you will. The device that I'm watching the game on has just told me it's only got 10% battery left, so bear with me as I plug it in, trying to find an outlet here so that I can keep delivering you guys watch-along content. Rex says, great game. Nene and the boys, absolutely great. That's what they deserve. Agreed for sure. Nene particularly has been so good. So good. Okay, charging situation averted. Stacey says, Derby, try again. No, that was Roltinga, the opposite winger. But but it was very effective play there from Lachlan Lamb, identifying the chance there to get out wide. Good stuff there from the PNG Kummels. Carl Leibutt keeps his hot streak alive when it comes to the conversions. 34 points to 14. And it's I was going to say Cook Islands. It's Kummels domination right now. Toaster Crumbs, quality generally dropped with corresponding competition drops, so I agree with you, Pete. While I loathe the decline of the Wallabies, the growth of rugby league is more important. I'm trying to go back and find what Pete said earlier. To be fair, PNG needs a strong Pacifica to be competitive. Look at All Blacks. They've been talked that because ever since Wallabies have dropped a standard, the All Blacks seem to have dropped slightly. Yeah, and I mean, I'm completely speculating here, and I doubt that this is what's causing it, but the popularity of the Warriors right now, I think, will only hurt the All Blacks. As Roderick Ty is straight through... Sorry, it's Matthias is straight through off the kickoff. The crowd are going up and about. Masters is there. Matthias gets inside 10 meters. Yoey says, how can we watch live? I don't think you can in PNG, but I'll let you know what's going on in the game. Horn now, and that ball goes to ground. I'll tell you what, Matthias had an opportunity to score one of the best tries of this tournament. Judah Rimbu now wrapped up. Papua New Guinea looking likely to score here again. Liam Horn in dummy half. Leibutt finds Nene McDonald out the back, just has to dig into the line there. So close, says Caleb, and it absolutely was. Roderick Ty in dummy half finds Leibutt. He's just going to go himself, stepping back inside. Nearly gets there. He's wrapped up there, though. And a ball that's been knocked on. Jeez. From when Matthias was tackled less than 10 meters out off the kickoff, you would have thought they were going to score a try for sure. Ritan Tinikan watching on Madang Lay Highway. Go Kummels. Well, make sure you're focusing on the driving and not just me. Benson says, how can I watch live? Any tips? No idea, but I'll let you know what's going on in the game. Don't worry. It was a really good run from Matthias, but good play from Stephen Masters there. And Davey Mawali, big front rower chasing back. Junior Michael, go Kummels. James says, no worries, let the Kummel fly. Absolutely. But it will be Cook Islands with the ball here, working out of their own end. Toaster says, fullback barely even chased that. The morale's broken at this point. The fullback was Stephen Masters. He's playing in jersey number 7. So I'm not sure. I mean, maybe you meant him, but potentially you were looking at Ikoa, who's wearing number 1. So Cook Islands now, Stephen Masters, try scorer in this game, trying to find a way back in, but I really don't think they will, to be honest. I think they've fired their shot in this game. 34 points, 2-14, 27 minutes to go. Ben Yori saying some things in a language that I well and truly can't pronounce. Cook Islands knock it on, though, and another opportunity here for Papua New Guinea. They are flying high, as you guys all say. Natalie, no worries. Very happy to have your support. So it's all good providing the coverage. Kelsey says, Kummels carried by Jack DeBellin. I'm not sure. I think it's a real team effort, as the Kummels do draw a penalty here. NRL Head, will you stay after the game? If there's a lot of people after the game, I will for sure. I'll review the Pacific Championships a bit, but can't stay for too long today. Penalty PNG, says Caleb. It is, and they will just tap and go. And big contact there on Valentine Richard. Big contact. Good effort, though, from Rua Natigara from the Cook Islands. They're spread out wide. They don't. They go back underneath through Liam Horn. Stepping, jinking. Moroa doesn't be able to wrap him up. Judah Rimbu finds Roderick Ty. Now there's a space out there for Derby. The ball can't get out to him. Kevin says it's good seeing PNG Kummels getting back in the second half. They are doing very well. And the ball's locked on there by Judah Rimbu. Jeez, even I was getting up and about for that, but Judah Rimbu does knock it on. And the crowd, you could hear them all go, ah, when that happened. There's so much momentum. One thing that Papua New Guinea are going to have to really fix if they want to compete with New Zealand next week is the errors. We saw New Zealand make a lot of errors in the game yesterday, particularly in the first half. But even if New Zealand do make a lot of errors next week, Papua New Guinea can't afford to do that. They cannot. It's tough because they play such an attacking, expansive brand of rugby league, so errors will come by virtue of that. But there have been some errors in play the ball, for example, handling errors. Excuse me, that was simple. And speaking of handling errors, Cook Islands knock it on the very first tackle. and Papua New Guinea will have an opportunity to come back here, potentially getting out to 40 points to 14. John says, Kumals fly higher and higher. Go Kumals, watching it career Veli Viwak maybe. Bunfish, it's our time, but we desperately want to watch live. Go PNG. I cannot believe that this game is not shown free-to-air in Papua New Guinea. I'm so sorry, you guys, that that's the case. It's a ridiculous decision that no one is broadcasting this in Papua New Guinea. But especially considering that it's not being broadcast live, I'm surprised that this game isn't completely sold out. But the crowd that are there has been very, very good. Across through Labour, now Lachlan Lamb. There's a chance there. Nene McDonald gets the ball out to Darby. He's one-on-one. Goes himself, and he's celebrating the try. I'm quite confident his foot was on the sideline here. They go over the fence. They're not showing it. I'm pretty confident the foot was on the sideline here. So don't celebrate all too quickly. Yes, Tex agreed. Foot had to be out. And we see there, yes, foot on the sideline. Ladies and gentlemen, you are currently talking to a man who was once the best touch judge in the whole country. I was once the best touch judge in the Netherlands. Self-proclaimed, of course. Maybe a few people would dispute that, but I think I was pretty good back in the day. So yeah, I can see that. Disappointing for Papua New Guinea. They could have so many more points on the board. So many more points. So we'll play the ball now for Cook Islands. I wish we could have seen the commentators were saying that the Papua New Guineans spilled over the fence in their celebration. We didn't see it. We were looking at the referee, but that would have been very cool to see. Kelsey thinks the bunker should be removed. That wasn't a bunker call. The referee had no try anyway. So if the bunker wasn't there, that would have been ruled no try. Cumbrian Macam says the Kumals have a genuine chance of becoming a tier 1 nation in the next decade with all the grassroots investment and development by the Australian government and NRL. Definitely agree that potential is there, because a lot of people have a misconception about tier 1, but you've shown a good understanding there. It's about the institutions, it's about the grassroots, the solid systems in a country. It's not just how good the local the domestic team is. JRP says, now Leaguie with a Dutch code of touch judging. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. Noza, any predictions for the 2025 NRL sides based on Pacific Championships performances? E.g. think Darby could edge out a spot at the Cowboys? Well, it's between him and Semi Valame, and Valame was quite good for Fiji, but Derby has been really good and will have a great opportunity next week to show what he can do against a New Zealand side. Other than that, trying to do some thinking if there's anyone that's jumped out the ground. I think with PNG, it will be a case of guys like Lachlan Lamb and Nene McDonald back on the radar of NRL clubs. That's the big thing to take away. Now on the second, it is that man Lachlan Lamb himself jinking into the line. Tung says League should be an NRL referee. I want it to be one day. That won't happen just at the moment. Now Nene McDonald finds across space from Matthias. It's Roltinga himself. He's got Nene inside him. Does find Nene McDonald, and we're going to have a try. Very good try for the Papua New Guinean Kumals. They won't take that off them. 38 points to 14. Papua New Guinea are loving life. James says, watching from Barnes, we are with you, Kumals, and the whole crowd there at Santos International Football Stadium, Port Moresby, are with the Kumals too. It's good vibes, it's good times. 38 points to 14. Nene McDonald scoring the try and giving it these ones. Giving it, come on, give me some love, give me some support. The crowd there in PNG. Good eyes up footy there from Roltinga to pass the ball back inside to the man who's got the hot hand, McDonald, just finding the overlap. Good effort there from Matthias to draw and pass, and Roltinga does the same thing to find Nene McDonald. Tyler says, Leaguie, what's for dinner tonight? Cookies. Cookies are for dinner tonight. PNG are absolutely all over them. That's what's being eaten today. Champagne Footy says Pete, and agreed for sure. I say that PNG play an attractive attacking style, and that was it for sure. Cumbrian says, isn't Ezra Mam eligible for PNG? I don't think so. He's a Torrens Strait Islander. I might be wrong though, but I can't say I've heard that in the past. Lee Tarzan says, Lee watching from Kavieng, go Kummels. Go Kummels for sure. D says, watching live at POM PNG at home. Let's go. Clement says, PNG Kummel, the game performances are always improving every year. A country that was in the upcoming World Cups. Go Kummels. Leaguie, and that's disappointing. That is disappointing because he's been kicking so well so far in this game. But that one does go out to the wide. It will remain 38 points to 14. That being said, I think there's a long way to go in this game. Still over 20 minutes. And Papua New Guinea are going to score a lot more points. They're going to score a lot of points. Tech says 50 plus would be crazy for PNG. I think they get to 50 at least. They get to 50 at least. We're going to see a lot of points scored here from Papua New Guinea. Tedavado finally does come back, but fun fact about this is using NRL stats. It's actually quite common that a team in the 10 minutes after a sin bin period will concede more points than the 10 minutes of the sin bin period. It's like during the sin bin period in defense, they know, okay, we're a man down, we've got to step it up, we've got to really spend a lot of energy. And when the player comes back on, they just don't have that energy left. So potentially, if the stats are true, more points to come for PNG here. Caleb, what's the bet now that you say that? Sorry, as we just see another kick out on the full, inviting the Kummels back down the attacking end. And PNG is just having fun now. But Caleb says, what's the bet now? You say that the Cook Islands are going to come back and win? No, definitely not betting that. Betting on the Kummels for sure. Also because I think if I say anything positive about Cook Islands, the massive amount of people watching from Papua New Guinea are all going to leave. The 338, absolutely insane. That's as high as I've ever had. So thank you all for being here. As I've said before, if you like what you see, subscribe for more because I'll be back next week for the PNG versus New Zealand game. So I'd love to have your support here. Richard Momo, who does the kicking for tries replacing Reese Martin? It's been Leaguie so far in this game, and he's kicked very well. Missed his last one, but has kicked very, very well. PNG on the attack on the second. Liam Horn finding across Jack DeBellin. Rush up from Takarangi. Lamb goes himself, and the ball gets to the ground. Lachlan Lamb will get them up to 42 points to 14. I tell you what, he had no business doing that, little player like Lamb. But Takarangi came up, it opened up the opportunity, the space in the defensive line. I think the commentators are a little bit skeptical. Referee has a try. I'm quite confident that Lucky Lamb from the Lead Leopards has got this ball to the ground. He spins. It looked like he was going to be held up, but eventually the opportunity opens up just a little gap to get the ball to the ground. Lucky Lamb, and it's on his own forearm there. Oh, and he's lost possession. He's lost possession. Damn. I was on the verge of putting that on the scoreboard there. But as I've said before, so many... Like, okay, you look at something like that, the knock on there. You look at Robert Derby having his foot on the line. PNG could be at 50 easily. And it would... It would not be surprising. But yes, unfortunately, a knock on from Caleb... From Lucky Lamb, says Caleb Thwaites. 50 plus, please, says Chris. It could be more than 50 if a little few things had gone differently for PNG. But I do still think they'll get to 50 for sure. Atalin Greg, my country boys, Kummel fly. They are flying right now. They're having fun. And it really, to be honest, it just feels like when Cook Islands have the ball, they're getting through their sets, but they don't have too much to offer. Ramsey Murray says, have respect for Cooks. And absolutely, they started the game so well. They were very much dominating when Papua New Guinea weren't showing up. They deserve to be proud of their performance, but this is the way the game should play out. I expected that it would be, Papua New Guinea having some fun, Cook Islands giving a decent account of themselves, and that's what it has been. They should be proud for sure. Definitely respect for the Cookies, but also respect to Papua New Guinea for playing the attacking style of rugby league that we're seeing them play right now. Junior Michael, next week Kiwis can Kummels do it? What do you think? They definitely can do it. Kiwis have been, I think, underperforming a little bit so far in this tournament. Obviously lost both games. It would take a bit of luck. It would take New Zealand playing badly, Papua New Guinea playing very well, but they can do it for sure. Now, through Brad Takarangi, kicks it on the last. And it does end up in the hands of Nene McDonald. NRL Head says 2.9k subs. We started at 2.7 in this stream. That is insane. Thank you all so much if you have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, join it and we'll get that number up as high as possible. At the end of the stream, I'll announce how high we've got. So it'd be awesome if you guys could be a part of that. But thank you all so much. That is absolutely insane. That's crazy. Let's go. Lancaster says Kiwis either put on 50 or losing golden point, no in between. Agreed. Tiger says, how many international games have you been to? I've refereed a lot, so it depends if you count those, but honestly, more than I could remember. It is mental though. So now on the last, PNG Kummels in the attacking half. Not quite a good kick there from Leibart off the side of the boot. Very high. Ball does bounce. Opportunity here. It was over the sideline for Roltinga. He's claiming that it was touched. I don't think it was. Michael says, go my country boys. They are doing you proud. And Abraham says, okay, there's a channel there if you want to watch it live in Papua New Guinea. Stay watching this because this was designed to be something you watch along with the game. But if there's a chance for you to watch the coverage in Papua New Guinea, absolutely do that. Hama says, go Kummels, go, even fly higher as you can. We love you. James Horry watching from Simbu. Good to have you here. Natalie, there are 16 and a half minutes before full time. Good afternoon, Alan as well. Stacy, Cookies have all NRL stars there. How have they managed to play? That's not true. They don't have all NRL stars. In fact, they have Ruben Porter from the NRL. They have Davey Moali from the NRL. But to my memory, that's it. So, yeah, it's a very understrength Cook Islands side compared to what they could be. I think they've done themselves quite proud. NRL Head says, I think I've seen you watching a Doggies game. You mean in person? I've been to Doggies games before. That is for certain. So played there by Isan Masters. Attacking kick there from Mason Teague of the Cook Islands. Contested but caught very well there from Derby. Giving even more of a case that he deserves a spot at the North Queensland Cowboys next season. He's done very, very well under the high ball. Tiger breaking the news that McDonald's can fix their ice cream machines. That I don't believe. Now up through Jacob Arlick, I believe it is, of the Titans. And we've got a Titans fan in the chat. One of you, it's Chris Toffer, has a Gold Coast Titans profile picture supporting your Titan boy. Matthias does get the ball out wide to Roltinga, but there's plenty of Cook Islands players there. Elwin watching from Vanimo, PNG, go Kummels. No rules, no rounds. Good to see you here from Vanimo. I think that's the first time we've seen someone from Vanimo in the chat. Tiger says, what's the funniest thing you've ever heard at an NRL game? I'll get to that in a moment because we've got a kick here from Papua New Guinea and it is caught there by Isan Masters. Penalty for Cook Islands for high contact, I believe. Yes. Funniest thing I've ever heard in an NRL game. It was Jared Croker's 300th game. A milestone it never looked like he was going to reach down here in Canberra. And it was against the New Zealand Warriors, I think last year. And the Warriors beat them quite easily. And with about 10 minutes to go, there were Raiders fans leaving the game. And a Raiders fan that I was next to, who was very disappointed that his fellow fans were leaving the game on Jared Croker's 300th, was screaming, "Cowards! You cowards! It's Croker's 300th, you bloody cowards!" That to me is the funniest thing I've seen in an NRL game, for sure. I love that guy's support and absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed that I think it's bad to leave a game early anyway, but on a 300th milestone for one of the best plays in your club's history, well and truly. Texas League is a Titans fan. No wonder he hasn't said. Maybe there's a reason why the Titans are so, visible there. Oh, conspiracy theories. Last tackle here from Cook Islands. Under 14 minutes left to go. They will put the ball up through Brad Takarangi, whose kicking game has been pretty good in this match so far. Ball does bounce. There's a chance here, but it is wrapped up from Nene McDonald, who steps around and will be tackled there on the 5th. How many minutes to full time? 13 minutes, 27 seconds. Paul says, bro, thanks so much for live stream, being a nice commentator. Watching from Solomon Islands. No way. That's so cool. That is so cool you're watching from Solomon Islands. To have a viewer from there is absolutely crazy. Thank you for being here. 13 minutes to go. 38 points to 14. I thought Papua New Guinea would have maybe another try or two more on the board. Obviously, they've been unlucky with some no-try calls, but I do still expect them to get to 50. As we see a knock on there, just as I say that, from Jack de Bellin. And we spoke yesterday a lot about the commentator's curse. That's got to be it there. Just as I say, I expect it to get to 50. Jack DeBella knocks that on. Tiger says the only excuse for leaving a game early is if someone in your family is going to die or you have to leave for whatever reason. There are valid reasons, but you know, not when you're just doing it because your team is losing, in my opinion. Shannon says, Kummels, one more to go over to 40, please. That would be very cool, and I hope and I think they will. Watching from SHP is James Yunumi. Kummels. Tokisala Tobi watching from Karema. Thanks for live podcast. Go Kummel. Thank you for being here all the way from Karema. Tokisala, good to have you here. Alfred Umayogo. Hi, I'm Alfred watching from Kikori, Gulf Province, PNG. Well, you'll be very happy today. I'm sure the nation of Papua New Guinea will be celebrating the fact that the Kummels have done well. Wilfred's watching from Buka. It's so cool hearing all these place names, because obviously most live streams will be mostly just Australians, but to have you all here from Papua New Guinea, hopefully many of you come back for next week for Papua versus Kiwis. I will be streaming that as well. So to have you all here. Tex, I agree. PNG fans are the best fans in the world. And I've said that all through my career as a YouTuber. The best fans are Papua New Guinea fans. This off-season, I intend to make a video just about Papua New Guinea and how good the fans are. The history of rugby league in that country. Only country in the world where rugby league is the national sport. So your support of our sport and your support of me is absolutely appreciated. Thank you so much. Short drop out there from Papua New Guinea. The ball, will it go over the sideline? No, it just stayed in from Mason T. Double bat. Now through Ikoa, offload there to Makahesi Makantoa, the Parramatta Eels. Looked like that ball was going over the sideline, but the Cookies have kept it in. Cumbria Mackham says Solomon Islands should be our RL playing nation as well. Yeah, I have no idea. What, maybe who was it from the Solomon Islands? Paul Bayara. Let us know what is it like, the rugby league scene over there in the Solomon Islands. As we see a Cookie down here now, baying for a crusher tackle. Gives me a chance to read the chat a bit. Pete, when I was just a little boy, my mother brought me a brand new an Arsenal fan on a string. She told me to kick his head in. I'm not gonna, I can't read that. YouTube doesn't like those words, but that's cool story, Pete. I imagine you've got that from a chant or something. Tiger says, I went to Titans versus Warriors game on Gold Coast where Titans won 66-6. And a bunch of Wars fans left with like half an hour to go. Ground announcer took the piss out of it, as he should. I mean, I understand 66-6. That's a pretty big margin. But you support your boys to the end. And I think, to be honest, when they've been on the receiving end of a big scoreline, that's when your support matters the most. That's when you staying there, showing your boys how much you care for them and their performances. That's when it matters. If at the end of the game they turn around and all their fans are gone, it's like, well, the fans didn't even believe in us to start with. But if the fans are still there and you support them, that's good stuff. Ramsey Murray, Solomon Islands 0 on league, but soccer's the national sport. That's around what I would have expected. Kareba Joseph, Kummels go from Bulgainville. Good to have you here. Ciao, Pete. What do you think of Tottenham? You know what I think of Tottenham, but I can't say it on a stream. Jack Wilshere, absolutely prophetic, man. Malady Holly watching from Buka. Nice game from the Cook Islands, but go Kummels. I agree for sure. Cook Islands have been good. They did themselves proud. Matthew, yes, 10 minutes left before full time. Eugene as well watching from Bulgainville. So played across now. Mason T. Now Brad Takarangi. A little chance here out wide, but wrapped up eventually the center, and the crowd there, you can hear them from Santos International Stadium. They are cheering on every tackle here. Joseph Smith, looks like we're up to a tough game against New Zealand. Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a tough fixture. I mean, Papua New Guinea will need to be absolutely at their best to have a chance in that game, but they were good so far for most of this game. Didn't start well, and they can't afford that next week, but yeah. Shannon says, any soccer fans here? You're looking at one here. I'm a Sunderland supporter. Across now. Oh, okay. We've got a kick in behind from Isan Masters and Ioka, sorry, not Ikoa. And Cook Islands do get back on the board. The clock is just ticking down. I'm a lot less confident about this prediction that that PNG will get to 50. It's potentially a little disappointing even that they haven't been able to put those points on the board and let Cook Islands back into the game a little bit. NRL head, I was at the Doggies game in the finals and literally on level 4, I was right behind Paddy G, who was on level 1 in the Manly crowd. That's very cool. Mike Kevin, do you have plans to visit PNG in the future? Not exactly, but if they do get an NRL team, then definitely that's something I would look to do, especially as I grow. If I have enough fans from Papua New Guinea, could potentially go over there, watch a PNG NRL game, and do a little meet and greet over in Papua New Guinea. Would be absolutely crazy. I would love that. William Seneca, watching, or rather listening to this from Boroa, where Cooks came for a visit, where their ancestors came here bringing the gospel in the 1872s. Go Itis for a good challenge for the Kumals. That's very cool. From Boira, that's Boera, sorry. Boera, that would be. That's a name I haven't seen in the chat for quite a long time. Stacey, please Kumals 1 or 2 more tries. Well, they'll certainly give it a go, but 38-18 right now. Kick to come could be 38-20 in only a moment. Kick looks good. Hits the post and gets inside. 38 points to 20. And to be honest, okay, when we're looking to next week, Kumals versus Kiwis, the defense is a big concern for Papua New Guinea. They play a very entertaining style, and it leads to a lot of points. But conceding 20 points to the Cook Islands, New Zealand will, they're a lot better than the Cook Islands are. That is a concern. They will punish them. Inman Logic Official Music, you've been in my chats before. I remember your name. All the way from Walbola Morobe Province, PNG. Good to have you here again. But yes, Matthew, agree. The game next week is going to be a tough one. It's going to be very tough. Kumals have to be better. They definitely have to be better. But they've shown the attack that can beat the Kiwi side. For sure. It's the defense that's a bit more of a concern. Junior Michael Ani, good game. Cooks first half. But hometown, go Kumal 50 would be nice. Yeah, but the time is running down. Now inside 7 minutes left. And Cook Island still with the ball in their hands. So a long way to go before they do get to 50. Now through Mason Teague, across, finds, is it Isan Masters jinking around, back to Teague. Now for Makahesi Makatoa of the Parramatta Eels. And Pete, yeah, that's honestly, I think, my favourite chant in English sport. Peter Parker, we have a stronger game coming up, Kiwis, than this one. Absolutely, it will be a completely other level. But hope to see as many of you guys back here as possible next week for that game. Daifi, I'm waiting from Palm. Oh, watching from Palm. Come on, score more, try ball. You've got the ball back now, Papua New Guinea. It's the number 19. I'm not actually sure who that is, but very fast, jinking out to the wider side of the field. It's Morea. That is a man who I have not heard of before. He's the 18th man, so they've been activated, the 18th man for the PNG Kumals. Alfred said if Reece Martin was playing, the kicking goals would be great and Kumals points should be 40 plus. Well, the Leibutt has kicked quite well. He missed a couple, but he's been generally quite good. Now Lachlan Lamb, short ball to Russell. There was a chance there out on the wing for Roltinga. Kelsey Gotho to Dragons, thoughts? I think it's a very good signing if they confirm that. To play up 5'8" inside Carl Flanagan, I like that for sure. Rimbu goes across, finds, is it Sylvester Namo? I think it might be. Thoughts on Ivan Cleary? Says NRL head, incredible coach. He knows exactly what to do for his team and has built a culture that just delivers results. Cannot be denied. Lamb across, Russell on the last, will just die with it. He's claiming a bit of pressure on the back of the neck. But no, a bit disappointing, has to be said there. From Papua New Guinea. As they show Peter Goff on the screen, he's had a bit of an up and down game, Goff. I mean, he was baited, I think, into a penalty, but has been pretty good. Lots going on in this game. Hosey Wesley Go Kumals all the way from Radaz Place. That's a place name I haven't seen yet, so very cool to have you from here, from there. So Cook Islands with the ball in their hands. They've just, the Cookies have got a little bit of ascendancy back, a little bit of momentum back towards the end of this game. Papua New Guinea, I think, had the game won. I think they'll be disappointed to have let Cook Islands back in the way that they have, but regardless, the win is what matters. UFL, yes, PNG will win. There's 4 minutes to go. Ruben Porter gets the ball out to Stephen Masters. Jinking and does get back to the middle of the field. One more to go. Brother Isan Masters and the play the ball will kick for himself. No, it's not Nene McDonald. I think McDonald's off the field. It's Morea. He's an electric looking player. Kelsey says, what signing should Dragons try to buy with 3 spots open and a big cap because of Ben Hunt and Zach Lomax leaving? Josh Adokar. Exactly. I think absolutely Josh Adokar. You can talk about the whole off-field thing, and for sure, that's a problem. But he's such a high-quality player. He needs a spot in the NRL next year. Big kick there from Papua New Guinea, nearly a 40-20. But yes, to replace Zach Lomax, and Michele Ravalawa is also on the outer there at St. George Illawarra, so I expect them to pick up Josh Hadokar quite soon. NRL Head, have you heard about the theory that Munster had before the grand final? I haven't. Let me know what that was. Bobby Tom says, Rimbu 4 last try, only 3 minutes to go. They'll probably only have one more set, the PNG Kummels, to score a try. So hopefully they do. Strip there, Nene McDonald. Okay, here we go. Great attacking opportunity here for PNG Kummels. Will they get up over 40? Nene McDonald plays the ball. Rimbu at dummy half. Goes to Lucky Lamb. Big pass out wide to Dan Russell. It's the same thing he did earlier. And instead of Earl Tinker out wide, it's Dan Russell who... Oh, they've called it forward. Man. That's a shame. I'm getting so excited with all the PNG fans in the chat. But they've called that one forward. A number of tries gone begging for Papua New Guinea in this game. The knock-on from Lachlan Lamb over the goal line. A couple of forward passes. Unfortunate. JRP, shown that you are well and truly a football fan. I take it you have a team in the Premier League you support. Let me know who that is. I'm curious. The most outward football fan or soccer fan in this chat is obviously Cumbrian Mackham with the Sunderland profile picture. But yes, anyone else, if you do support a football team, let me know. So played now on the 20 by Cook Islands. Probably still one more opportunity for Papua New Guinea when they get the ball, but not enough time left for a full set. NRL Head says the theory was that if he had a moustache, he'd win the NRL but lose Origin. And Queensland lost Origin and Storm got to the GF, so I thought Storm would win, but forgot about Nathan Cleary. People often forget about Nathan Cleary. Don't worry. Sammy Zulza, not surprised at PNG putting the Cooks to the sword here eventually. And eventually is the big thing. As we do have a knock on there from Cook Islands. Now a chance for Papua New Guinea. Rimbu stepping around, trying to find a space. It is eventually tackled. Only 1 minute to go, Stacey. 1 minute. Steven says, Himakupo from Asaro Goroka says PNG flying higher. Kareba Joseph, PNG need to cut down on mistakes if they are to do well against the Kiwis. Agreed. And defense as well. So now, through the hands of Jack DeBell and now Lachlan Lamb, they're spreading it. There's numbers out wide. There's space there. Goes back himself. Number 19, Morea, the 18th man, the fullback, and they won't take that off them. The fans do get rewarded. 42 points to 20. They do crack 40 now. Junior says, Kummels beat Kiwis next week. We can enter the NRL. What do you think? If Kummels beat the Kiwis, I'll promise them anything, because that would be an absolutely historic win. Historic win. Caleb says, try not even going to all caps because I'm not surprised. I mean, finally, they did that try was coming for a very, very long time. JP says, the Etihad because of Haaland and why not? Is that saying that you're a Manchester City supporter? Kevin, come on Pacifica Brothers. Supporting you guys playing is awesome. Awesome is a very good word to use. Honestly, guys, like, did you not just have fun watching this game? Did you not just enjoy it? Aside from the whole, like, I know obviously there's a lot of NRL games where you're a neutral, and they are cool. I love the NRL. Don't get me wrong. It's the best rugby competition in the world, I think. But this game, the attacking play that we've seen, the good vibes that we've seen, as Lancaster says, it was fun. It was very fun. And I appreciate you all being here for it. I'll stick around, obviously. We've still got a kick to come from Leaguie, potentially with a chance here to take it out to 44 points to 20. We'll see Leaguie here lining it up. and it does go out wide. So it will remain 42 points to 20. Well, that is full time, 42 to 20. They show Jason Demetrio and Davey Moale obviously got the South Sydney Rabbitohs bond there. And just as one last check, 238 people still in the chat. Views, I can officially announce with that view total of 11,798 now, that is my highest ever viewed stream. So thank you all so much for being here. I'll do one check on the number of subscribers we've got to in this stream. We started at 2,776 and we're now at 2,930. That is absolutely insane. Thank you all so much for subscribe. That, like, genuinely, Tex, I agree. It's completely crazy. Thank you all for that support. Absolutely brilliant from all of you. Everyone watching from Papua New Guinea, as I've said before, I will be streaming next week as well for your game against the Kiwis. So be here for that. Obviously, it's terrible you guys can't watch the game in PNG, but I hope I was able to tell you what was going on in a good way. You can watch the highlights afterwards. But yes, absolutely. Thank you, y'all, saying you've done well. I appreciate that. So be here next week for the game against the Kiwis. I'll do both games. I'll do PNG versus Kiwis. I'll do Australia versus Tonga. Hopefully, for the sake of International Rugby League, to me, hopefully we see wins from Papua New Guinea and Ngāti Ma'a Tonga. Would be very, very cool. So, I know I said I'd stick around a little bit, but I do have a lot to do. So I'll probably save the chat for next week after the two finals. We can talk about the PNG Kumals. We can talk about the Pacific Championships as a whole. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your support. Be back next week. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. And I will see you guys later.